Hi everyone. So yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, I will be doing a few short sequences. Bear with me, I've recorded a whole bunch of things and deleted them because, as anyone who records anything knows, there's a lot of trial and error, so I've spent the better part of this morning going through these, so I'm going to keep it brief. But basically the idea is, given the situation at the moment of everything that's going on in the world, is to kind of find a way to kind of connect and to get ourselves moving physically and mentally, and to create some space and ease through the body. Yes, it will be also generating heat and strength, flexibility, but a lot of it is also the psychological side that I wanted to address, which will inadvertently happen when you move through yoga practice. If you start to work with your breath and your body, you will be working with yourself on an energetic and an emotional level, whether or not that's your intention. But the idea is to really kind of help us all to work through any anxiety, tension, confusion, frustration, whatever it may be, as we walk through these sequences. So I had a couple of requests for something gentle to open the shoulders, heart, and stretch through the spine, and also release some emotional stress. So I'm going to start with that. So a nice gentle kind of heart opener, generating a little bit of heat and creating a bit of space in the mind, in the neck, in the shoulders. Yeah, so let's get started. So we'll start by shutting down the eyes, grounding down through the sit bones and sitting up nice and tall through the spine. We're going to place our right hand on our belly, left hand on the chest or the heart center. Nice broad shoulders, so we're not just relaxing here, we're sitting up nice and tall, opening up through the energy channels and lightly tucking the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. From here, just beginning to breathe naturally. And start to direct your attention inward onto this breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your hands as your breath moves into your chest, into your belly. And having our hands on our belly and our chest like this is really useful to help us to identify where our breath is moving as well. So if you feel the breath is moving quite high in the chest, gradually start to invite that breath down further into the belly. So no pressure, we're going to stay here for long enough for this to happen organically, so don't rush it. Just begin to deepen this breath. Begin to witness it for what it is, as if it's a voice speaking to you. Our breath is that unique and communicates with that much detail. It is almost like a voice, an inner voice speaking to us. So just listening, observing, connecting with this voice, with this breath. Feeling that gentle rise and fall of the chest and the belly as the air moves in and out. Now gradually beginning to deepen the breath without any judgment, without any pressure, just observing, just inviting this breath to become deeper. I know personally when I started to practice any breath work, pranayama, I felt anxiety the second I put too much attention onto the breath. So if you're the same, just allow it to flow. Allow it, think of it as a wave lapping on the shore, moving in and out. And just allow it to come in and out. And gradually it will lengthen. Staying here for 5 more breaths. Imagining the space in your belly gradually expanding each time you inhale. Inviting that breath down into the base of the belly. breaths here. Now beginning to extend the exhalation. So just creating a small hole through your lips that you can exhale through, helping to extend that exhalation, which in turn helps to send a message to our body that we can let go of any tension, let go of our fight or flight response. 2 more breaths here. Remembering that your breath is your inner voice and remembering to listen to it throughout your practice. So if you find you're holding your breath at any point in your practice, or your breath is becoming labored, it's a good sign to stop, rest, pull back, come to your child's pose. And then when you're ready, slowly releasing the hands down by the sides, sliding the eyes open, inhaling palms up overhead, looking up, reaching up strongly through the fingers. Exhaling down through the center line 2 more times. Inhaling up, lengthening as we go. Exhaling down, feeling your energy being scooped up through the hands on the inhalation, and then push down through your body on the exhalation. From here, popping the left hand to the left side. Inhaling the right hand up and over, coming into a side stretch, keeping the right shoulder open so you can continue to look up at the ceiling. Option to drop that left elbow if that's comfortable for you. 2 breaths. So we don't want to be looking down toward the ground. We want to open that shoulder up. 1 more breath. At the end of your exhalation, inhale deeply. And then as we exhale, turning to face that left hand and making a semicircle as we slowly exhale all the way out. Coming over to the other side, so elbow to the earth or just the palm. Inhaling, left hand up and over. Shoulder is open, chin is tucked. 2 more breaths. Inhaling deeply here and then exhaling, bringing you all the way around to the other side. Go back and forth 1 more time. Inhaling on the left. Exhaling, walking your hands all the way to the right. Opening up through the lower spine. Inhaling right. Exhaling over to the left. Coming back up to center from here. Popping both hands behind the pelvis. Inhaling, we're going to press through the palms, lift the hips up. And allow the crown of the head to drop down toward the earth. 2 breaths, really strongly opening through the chest, puffing the chest, opening through the front of the hips. 1 more breath. And then exhaling down. Swapping the legs over, so opposite leg comes in front. Placing the palms behind the hips once again. When you're ready, inhaling, opening up through the chest, pushing the hips up toward the ceiling, allowing the crown of the head to fall back. 1 more breath, and then exhaling, hips down. From here, coming over the shins, coming to our tabletop position, hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. We're going to go through 3 cat-cows in time with your own breath. So when you're ready, pressing strongly through the palms. We want to feel nice strong shoulders, so we're not sinking down. With nice strong shoulders here. Belly button in toward the spine. Inhaling, drop to the belly, look up, pressing through the palms, lifting up and out of the shoulders. Exhaling, equal and opposite shape, so coming into our cat position, so you can extend this back if you like. So rounding through the shoulders, belly button in, tucking the tailbone under. 3 more of these in time with your own breath. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, press the floor away from you. Tuck the tailbone under, belly button in. 2 more. Really tapping into the muscles through your spine as you do this. Feeling into the muscles through your abdomen. 1 more. And then when you're ready, I'm going to take 3 circles clockwise and 3 circles anti-clockwise. So from here, you can play around with this so you can keep them nice and high, otherwise you can start to drop through the shoulders. So 3 one way and then 3 the other. Waking up through the hips, through the spine, and then coming back to center into our tabletop position, tucking the tailbone under and lifting the hips up into your first downward facing dog, pedaling out through the heels. So just taking a moment to check in with your alignment here. So hands are in line with the shoulders, all 10 fingers are spread nice and wide on the mat. Shoulders peeling away from the ears, so wrapping them outwards away from the ears, releasing the head and neck. So take a gentle sway of the head left to right, releasing any tension. Bending into the knees as much as we need to and creating some length through the spine, allowing the belly to come closer to the top of the thighs. 2 more breaths. Pedaling out through the heels. So you can keep this downward dog moving. We don't need to keep it static. Move into it, feel into it. Pretend you just laid down in a bed and now you're adjusting your pillows and you're adjusting your blankets and you're getting yourself into the position. So move yourself around. At the end of your exhalation, we're going to inhale left leg up, coming into our 3-legged dog. And then bending that left heel, so we're trying to kick our left butt cheek with our left heel and rotate the chest out so we're looking underneath the left armpit rather. 2 breaths here. Inhaling here and then exhaling, turning back to center, hip square off to the mat. We're going to look up between the hands, step walk or jump the left foot up between the hands. From here, building a strong foundation, we're going to come up into our crescent lunge so you can walk that left foot out slightly if you like. Back heel is lifted. When you're ready, inhaling, coming up, sweeping the arms up, palms facing each other, active fingers, shoulders melting back and down. 2 more breaths. Coming down a little bit deeper. We want to have that left knee stacked over that left ankle. So when you look down, you should just see a halo of toes peeking out from behind that left knee. 1 more breath. Inhaling here and then exhaling, floating down, the hands down to either side of that left foot. Right foot pivots to run parallel to the back of the mat. We're going to come into our triangle pose. So if you have a block or a book, take it now if you need it. Otherwise, so option 1, hand to ankle. Option 2, hand a little bit higher on the shin. Option 3, hand to block. And when you're ready, opening up through the right shoulder and floating that right hand up. We're micro bending through that front leg, so we're not locking the knee out completely, keeping a micro bend, protecting our joints. And opening the right shoulder, keeping the chin tucked. 2 more breaths. Twisting from your belly button. And imagining a wall behind you, so your shoulders and your hips are pressed against this wall. If you feel like you have a little bit more space through your chest, starting to float that right hand a little bit further across. So coming into a slight heart opener here. 1 more breath. Inhaling here and then exhaling, turning to face the front of the mat. Popping the block to the side if you have one. Plant the palms, stepping back. Option to drop the knees here if you'd like to take things a little bit easier. From here, we're going to exhale all of the chest all the way down to the earth. Laying the belly flat on the earth. Palms come underneath the shoulders. From here, bringing the third eye, the forehead to the earth. Exhaling completely. And then when you're ready, inhaling, lifting up. Active activating through the back here. So you want to see my legs are super switched on. My shoulder blades are pulling back toward each other. Exhaling, melting down. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting, light through the hands. Exhaling, melting. 1 more time. Inhaling, lifting. We're going to hold this baby cobra. Feeling the traction through the spine, really activating through the front of the thighs, through the back muscles, opening up through the chest, and then exhaling, melting down. From here, popping the hands under the shoulders, pressing back up through tabletop, lifting the hips up high, coming into your downward facing dog on the other side, pedaling out through the heels. Releasing any tension in the neck. 2 more breaths. Remember to keep your downward dog mobile. Pretend you just got into bed with it. Yeah, I've said that. At the end of your exhalation, inhaling your right foot up behind you. Exhaling, bending the right leg so that the right heel tries to kick your right butt cheek, and rotating the abdomen, rotating the torso rather, so that you're looking out underneath your right arm. 2 breaths here. Inhaling here, then exhaling, squaring the hips off to the mat once again. We're going to look up between our hands, step, walk, or jump the right hand between the right foot rather between the hands. You might want to inch that right foot out to the side, making sure that your right knee is directly above your right elbow. And when you're ready, pushing up to rise. Shoulders back and down. Active palms. Active fingers rather, palms facing each other. Option to shine the chest slightly up and forward. Not looking up, just moving the chest up. Neck is an extension of the spine. Are you breathing? Keep breathing. Check in with your breathing here. 2 more breaths. Remembering once we lose that connection to breath, we're no longer practicing. We're just making shapes. It's all about breath connection. 1 more breath. Inhaling here and then exhaling, floating the hands down to either side of the right foot. Left foot pivots to run parallel to the back of the mat. Taking your block, or otherwise your ankle or your shin, and then starting to open up into your triangle pose, peeling the left shoulder open, extending the left fingers up, keeping the chin tucked. 2 more breaths here. Let's call it 3 because they're going to be 2 20-second breaths. 1 more breath. Option to float that left hand back. If you did on the other side, opening up a little bit more, making sure we're not straining our neck. Inhaling here, then exhaling that hand all the way down, facing the front of the mat. From here, we're going to just pop the fingertips on the floor, step back, come through our tabletop position. From here, moving into puppy pose. So walking the hands away from you, allowing the chest to drop toward the earth. The hips are going to stay directly above my knees, not forward and not behind, directly up. Walking those hands out and allowing the belly, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying the belly, the chin and chest or the forehead to come to the earth. 3 breaths. Creating space. This is a beautiful heart opener, heart openers. Opening us up to our vulnerability, allowing us to be more deeply in touch with our emotions, to give and to receive. One more breath. At the end of your exhalation, we're going to press down through the elbows, come all the way through onto the hips, keep the elbows where they are, and then coming into our Sphinx pose. So the elbows are now under the shoulders. The shoulders are nice and broad, so we're pressing down through the elbows, Slightly tucking the chin, the gaze looks directly between the two pointing fingers on the earth. Pressing down strongly through the tops of the feet and the tops of the legs. So activating through the back body here. This is also a nice gentle heart opener. I could ramble on all day about heart openers. Not only do they help you give and receive more easily, but on a physical level, they open up, stimulate. Right here, we're pressing through our lower abdomen, stimulating our digestive system, our reproductive system, aligning our hips, creating traction through the spine, strength through the back, opening up through the heart center, the chest, the lungs, stimulating the respiratory system, creating space. Stay here for 3 more deep breaths. This is great for asthmatics, great for people who are just altogether stressed and the breath has become stifled. 1 more breath. And then slowly exhaling, coming all the way down. From here, flipping over, coming onto the back. Bringing the heels just in front of the hips, palms facing down, preparing for bridge pose, keeping the knees together, and then inhaling, lifting the hips up, shimmying the shoulders underneath. Option to grab the ankles if that's available to you, otherwise just pressing down through the palms. 2 breaths here, lifting up strongly through the pelvis. And then when you're ready, inhaling, extending the arms up overhead, continually pressing up through the pelvis. And then exhaling, we're tucking the tailbone, and we're going to roll our spine down 1 vertebra at a time. So try to place 1 bone down on the mat as you go. 1 at a time, rather. 2 more times, inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, melting down 1 vertebra at a time. Tucking the tailbone as you go, 1 more time. And that's it, releasing down to the earth, hugging the knees into the chest now, giving yourself a squeeze. Taking a gentle roll from side to side, feeling the massaging effect of the breath and the pressure on your lower spine. Breathing deeply. And when you're ready, bringing the soles of the feet up toward the earth, reaching up, taking hold of the outside of the feet and coming into your happy baby. If that's not available to you, just holding behind the knees, keeping the feet directly up. Staying here for 3 breaths. That's right, my music has ended. I'll just pop that back on while you guys are here. One more breath here. Staying here as long as you need while you feel any residual tension through your lower spine, and then when you're ready, settling in for your Shavasana. If you do feel any tension, you can keep your knees bent in, feet wide, and allow the knees to just knock together. Bringing the palms facing up, back to the wrist to the floor, moving the shoulders down away from the ears. When you're ready, feet to the full width of the mat, allowing them just to flop out to the side. And then taking a scan throughout your entire body, starting off with the crown of your head. And releasing all of the muscles through your scalp. Feeling your forehead soften. Feeling your third eye, the skin between your eyebrows soften. Eyes are sitting heavy in their sockets, the cheeks are completely soft. The teeth and lips are slightly parted, so release through our jaw. We're not holding on to anything through our jaw. Front of the throat is soft. Chest is soft and open. Breath is moving through your chest, through your lungs with ease. You can feel the space. The organs of the abdomen are heavy and soft, spacious. The hips are heavy, pressing down strongly into the earth, feeling the full weight of their gravity. Muscles through the arms are melting down, muscles through the legs, the calves, the thighs melting down into the earth like liquid, feeling that beautiful grounding energy, feeling this connectedness to our earth, the earth beneath us. The hands and the feet are light, soft, completely relaxed. Here we breathe. We breathe into the space in our bellies. We breathe into the space all around us. And we feel deeply grounded and connected to the universal energy. Staying here for as long as you like. In your own time, making your way out, but I'll leave you here. Take your time coming out, come up mindfully, and remember that you can come back to this beautiful place of ease whenever you like. It's there inside of you, it is your breath, it is the energy in you that is connected to the energy all around you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.